Welcome along, everybody. We are back for action then for the 100% League, which has taken part in its first official F1 race, I suppose you could call it, in terms of following the F1 calendar. The opening of the 2026 season has begun then in Australia, then earlier on this morning. well, depending on where you are, then it was earlier on this morning for us in the UK. But we are looking to replicate it and make it even better, let's just say that as well then. So we get ourselves started then. 151 points for Kieran, then leading the way then after the after where were we? I can't remember where we were now. After the Azerbaijan, it was a track vote last week, wasn't it? So yes, it was the Azerbaijan Grand Prix that they chose then, and Kieran then with 151 points, is leading the way then from Vessia with 114 and Equaz with 104 as it stands in the drivers. I've got to hurry up because we're in Australia now then. We are live then in Australia. So I'll just run through the order then. There is the snapshot of the Drivers' Championship. Then in the Constructors, Kick lead the way with 201 points after the last round as well then, as we head now into the second half of the season. 184 then for Racing Bulls then, and 170 there for McCrady's, as that is a quick rundown of the Drivers and Constructors Championship order. And now we will head into the action as well then. Let's see what's going on here then, as we've already got action out on track then. The weather is going to be the same as the race, or the same situation as the race was as well then, for all drivers, for all official F1 sessions, that is, I should say then. So we have got a dry race as well then, of course, mirroring what happened earlier on in Australia then, as there we go then. We can crack on then, as Marsky then will lead us around then on the opening laps. And of course we raced here then, or we did race here last season as well then, but we're racing here then, replicating then the race from earlier on tonight, which was of course a Mercedes 1-2 and a Ferrari 3-4 then. Are we going to see that again here then? What can Mushroom and Styles do then? What can Hussein and Riley do as well then? We'll wait and see, but looking forward to seeing how it unfolds for them as well then. Emerson said evening, well, everyone is upside down, sorry, says Emerson, and evening all then from the serious Mushroom then. Dry, wet, ice, fog, then snow then, says the Mushroom as well then. So maybe goodness me, the Netcrash didn't set the lobby up right, did he? So there we go then, but hopefully we'll be alright then. Hopefully it will just be dry, but we'll wait and see then. Of course Marsky then is flying through sector 1, soon to be sector 2 then. We saw a big crash for Piastri there, didn't we, in the formation lap then, or on the way to the grid, not with formation lap, but thankfully Marsky avoids that situation, and he can crack on then. A lot of people were saying that that was down to the battery clipping then as well then, even on a formation lap to the grid. It wasn't the actual formation lap then, but the lap to the grid then, there seems to be the electronic clipping then with the battery situation causing some issues there. Anyway, Marsky's not having any issues so far then, negotiating nicely through the middle chicane then into sector 3. Let's see what the Red Bull is going to be doing then in his first outing. And of course Marsky then was I think, or it was close if not on pole position then for the last race we did here then in the 100% league. So we'll see if he can carry that on then as we round the final corner now then for the Red Bull then. Let's see what he can do then to the line, as our first time on the board is going to be, it's a 17-0, then puts himself P1 of course as it stands after that first outing then as well then. And here comes Cam. Oh dear me, Cam is what is Cam doing then? He's having some major issues it looks like. Cam does a 16.5, puts himself P1 then. Cam needs to leave and rejoin I think then, because that is not looking good then from Cam's point of view. In the Alpine we've got Prudish then, who is stepping in for R2 beat. Then here he comes then on his first lap as well then. Legend with the 17.1 puts himself P3. Kaz has been demoted by Prudish then down to P5 then, but Prudish then into P4 then for the Alpine machine. Liam with a 17.4 then in the McLaren. P6 then is the slowest time runners so far. We've only had 6 runners so far then. That's not all done and dusted just yet then. Don't sweat it then. Kieran with a 16.8 puts himself P2 onto the front row then for the championship leader then, looking strong as well then. Lewis Riley then looking to rival as well in a 16.9 then for the Mercedes then onto the second row of the grid. Then Reflection also onto the second row of the grid, only a few thousandths of a second separating them here. Onto P4 then goes Reflection, the current champion, the reigning champion I should say, as we go through then. Ayrton with the 18.0 puts himself P11. We've had somebody go fast there. It's Markey, sorry, in the Williams, and that's a very nice livery indeed, isn't it there? P2 then for Markey, then a 16.7 as it stands as well then. So hopefully Cam has sorted out his issues there, and we can re-crack on then, as he's currently on pole position. And Vessier is next on a lap then, and Vessier has unfortunately invalidated his time, so he's going to have to come back to the pit lane and go again. And there we are. Right, howdy ALR says Equaz as well then. Style says it was dry in real time, so it has to be dry in this race then, says Styles then. yes, that's the plan anyway. Well, that was what we're trying to emulate as well. Then it wasn't too sunny, was it, in the actual race? But so we've gone with a nice overcast and dry session then for this one as well. That's here back in the pit lane. Go Mushroom, says Styles as well then. I can't get in the 18s, no point in me going out, says Mushroom then as well then. Well, I'm pretty sure Mushroom's already beaten his time in that case, because I thought Mushroom has done a much better time than an 18 or 18, what was he said. He's done 18 something then, he said, but he can't get into the 18s. I'm pretty sure he beat that then in the previous race we did around here. So and he's only got faster as well then, so there we are. Here comes Marsky's drifting it through there, it looks like that, but managed to keep it under control there. I'm not sure that's going to be very helpful though in terms of his where is he going? He's going into the pit lane, so he's abandoned that one. Back in the pits then, Jammy James then, or I'm just going to call him James actually, because that's probably, you don't want to be called Jammy James, I don't think, do you? Or maybe you do. But anyway, heading through in his first lap then, his first ALR lap as well then in the 100% league. Oh dear, that I thought he was going to go onto the grass then, that was very dangerous indeed, but he's looking strong then, rounding that final corner now and to the line. Let's see where this is going to put him as well then. It's going to be quite close indeed with Cam, I think, then as we go through, and it's a 17.2, puts himself P8 then right behind his teammate, as Hussein also improves then with a 17.2. The time's tumbling in. It's quite close throughout the field so far as well then, which is interesting to see, isn't it there? Marky then, Cam, I thought Cam he had sorted out his issue, I think, then hopefully. Marky then is on a lap. Marky's heading down towards Sector 3. He is, I didn't see the delta unfortunately there, so we missed it. We'll wait and see what he does when he crosses the finish line. But that fuel light flashing away then, the battery very low as well then for the Williams driver then as we head through into the final couple of corners, and let's see where Marky can go in the Williams car then. I don't think he raced with that livery before then, but it looks fantastic indeed, doesn't it there? So yeah, maybe it's giving him some good fortune, and he needs some good fortune to the line. What's it going to be then from Marky? It's a 16.4 and puts him on pole position here as it stands as well then. Fantastic stuff indeed then from Marky then, looking strong then in this qualifying session. Hussein then is unfortunately validated his time. Then Equaz is on track now then, starting off his first lap then in this qualifying session. Emerson also on circuit as well then in the Alpine machine. What's that doing? Hello Alex, even in all races, and good luck then from Kamara Racer then. That's because you're very, very old and slow, Machi, says Kamara Racer. That's very mean, isn't it? I practiced earlier at 19.2, says Mushroom then. I think you might need, you might get rid of the 1 there, and it's 1 minute 9.2 from Mushroom then, because of course we all know he's absolutely rapid indeed. Right, let's see what Emerson Hilton can do, because he is quite quick as well. Well, not so much anymore now, but I have to be mean, don't I, these days. Right then, here we go to the line then for Emerson. Then on his first outing, it's going to be a 16.9, puts him P5 then on the 3rd row of the grid then, just ahead of Reflection on the current reigning champion as well then, so good stuff indeed. Kaz also on the circuit then, he's done a 17.2 as his first lap then, but he's going to be looking to improve that on that one as well then. Liam also back out on circuit, Ayrton also on circuit as well then. Where is Equaz? He's heading into the final couple of corners here. Let's see where that racing will race to then in terms of the grid order as we head down the main straight now. Then his first time of the session is going to be, it's a 16.9, puts himself P7 here then, just a few thousandths away then from Reflection and Emerson as well then. Good stuff indeed then. Prudish is back out on circuit as well then. He is heading through into turn 6 and looking to improve on that time too then. Let's see where the Hasses are. That's Legend starting off a lap then, so we'll come back to him then. Where is Liam? Liam is currently in P14, but he is on a flying lap now then. Let's see what he can do then. Out of this final corner we go then, along the main straight, burning all the battery you've got left then. As he crosses the line, it's going to be a 16.8, puts himself P4 on the front row, oh sorry, not on the front row, 2nd row of the grid then, but very good result indeed so far then from Liam then. Very nice stuff indeed. As Lewis then sets out on a new lap as well then. Reflection, no, that's not Reflection, it was Vessia then with his first time on the board. It's a 17.0 from the Aston Martin, puts himself P10 then. Slap bang in the middle of the field for now. Kaz back in the pit, so Kieran is on a lap there as well then, heading through the first couple of corners. And where is the next car to cross the line? It is not Marsky, it is his teammate, it's Ayrton then who's crossed the line. It's a 17.9 from Ayrton in the Red Bull. Good stuff indeed. Tory then starting off a lap as well then, heading through the first corner then. But he's gone wide as well then on the exit, unfortunately, and for Tory that's going to be costly indeed. So we'll have to go back round again. That's an Alpine. What's happened? Oh, he's just waiting to park in his pit lane. Oh dear, Legends had an issue then. It's in Sector 3, and that Haas then has gone off the circuit then. He's got himself back underway there, but unfortunately he's going to have to come back to the pit lane. No damage, it doesn't look like then, for the Haas car, but unfortunately not going to be a good lap time then with that spin involved as well, is it? But he's going to carry on then nonetheless. So let's see what it's going to be then from Legend there, but unfortunately I don't think he's going to be able to improve. Marsky then back out through into Sector 2, then Lewis heading to the line. Then let's see where the Mercedes is going to go then this time. Then up to, is it going to be up to? It's P2 then. He finds almost half a second then on his previous time then, and only a few thousandths away from pole position there for the Mercedes driver then. Fantastic. Well done indeed there. Camaro is older, so no excuse, says Styles then. Shut up and go out, Styles, says Serious Mushroom then. Goodness me. Well, it's all anarchy down at Ferrari then. We're waiting to see if Ferrari are going to get a 3-4 here as well then tonight, but at the moment they are stuck in the garages there. Kieran has improved to a 16.7, puts himself on the second row of the grid then in P4. Although those cones are not going to be very happy with that kick out, are they? Reflection coming back to the pit lane. He's currently P6 as well then. Marsky heading to the line. Marsky does not improve then, but he stays P9 for the time being. Then Legend then is coming back round. Then I think he's going to be coming back into the pit lane, unfortunately, on this lap. I'm not sure he's going to be able to find the time to improve then after that spin here on the previous lap as well then. So a bit unfortunate there for Legend. James is back out on circuit as well. They're heading through the first sector as well. Let's see what James can do then on this first sector. Can he improve on that time then as well? We will see. But at the moment, the Haas drivers are not having a good time out there in qualifying then, but we'll see what they can do then as they pull through then in the race as well. Then he's found 0.2 of a second then in the first sector alone, but he's gone wide then out of turn 6, unfortunately. Then that's cost for that time, unfortunately, for the Haas driver. Then he's going to have to come back round and back in the pit lane. Hussein on track as well then. He is looking to try and keep it in track. It's then heading through into sector 2 now. The delta is found, he's found 0.4 of a second then. That is looking pretty promising then, and he keeps it in the island, or on the island, as we head through then on to the back straight. So far so good then, and hopefully we will see what he can do then into sector 2 as well then. Again, purple in the middle sector then. He's found 4.5 of a second then, keeping it nice and tidy through the chicane, and now into sector 3 we go then, delving deep on the brakes then into this long right-hander then, and making sure you don't go too wide then on the exit. Then that curb can help you then with a bit of traction then, but of course it can hinder you as well then if you go too wide. Now into the penultimate corner then. Let's see where that Mercedes can go then. He's done 17.2 sorry, as it stands. Well, I think there might be some improvement in this lap time then as we go through then into the final part of the lap as well. Then it's going to be a 16.7, puts himself on the second row of the grid then with a fantastic lap indeed. Then on to P4 then for Hussein. Good stuff indeed. Very good stuff indeed then. Kaz back out on second as well then. Kaz is not having a good time in qualifying so far. Let's see what he can do now then. Up to the line it's going to be a 16.6, and then he puts himself P4, as I said that then. So he didn't have a first good outing then, but he's managed to improve massively then in the second outing, and has put himself on the second row of the grid as well then. Fantastic stuff indeed then, and only a 1/10 or so away then from pole position as well then. It's quite tight at the top there, isn't it then? So good stuff indeed, and Kaz then is going to be very happy with that, I'm sure then. Okay boss, says Styles as well then, and good boy, says Mushroom then. Fantastic. Well, the Ferrari team are definitely in good spirits. Equaz back out on circuit as well then, heading through the penultimate corner then. Let's see, where can Equaz go here as he crosses the line then? We'll find out. Can he improve on that P10 position? Heading to the line now for the Racing Bull. It's going to be P4 then with a fantastic lap then. Racing Bull row 2 as it stands, and Equaz then is going to be very pleased with that as well then. Well, they're all going to be pleased with that, to be fair. If you get a good time on the board, then you're going to be pleased with it, aren't you? So Equaz then on to the second row of the grid, ahead of both kick sabs as it stands, and looking very strong indeed as well then for looking very strong indeed as well, I should say, for Equaz and for the Racing Bull team with Cam in P3 as well there. Tori's not had a good time out there, and he's unfortunately invalidated his time then on this second attempt as well. Then he's not got a time on the board just yet then. The same for both the Ferraris and of course for Vintage as well. He's back out on track now, he's Vintage. So let's see what he can do then. Tori then coming back into the pit lane. He's not going to be too happy with this this qualifying performance so far then, but there's still time for him to get himself back out and back in again and go for one final gung-ho run there as well then. Yeah, we've got a Haas then having a bit of a problem then out of turn 2, but he's got himself sorted now. Where is that McLaren? That is the McLaren of Vintage then, so we'll see what Vintage can do then on his first and probably his only run in qualifying, unfortunately for Vintage then. With 3 minutes left of the session, then he needs to get himself round as quickly as possible here. Right then, you both are ashamed for Ferrari with no qualifying, says Kamara Racer then. Styles is out, take that back, says Mushroom as well then. Well, he can take it back now as Styles is out on track, and we'll wait and see then what he can do then. We'll also wait and see what Vintage can do as well then. Can he rival his teammate then? Oh dear, he's gone a bit wide then out of turn 4 then. That's going to be costly indeed then, but he's managed to keep it on the island just about then as well then. That pink helmet is looking very nice indeed as we go through into turn 6 then, and now onto the back straight then. This is where you blast the battery then and keep up that straight line speed unless you're super clipping. But thankfully, I don't think they've, well, they probably won't even sort that out for the game, will they? But I don't think they're going to have that as a problem in the game really. As we probably won't be seeing that sort of thing in the F1 26 DLC, which is probably coming out in the next couple of months or so now, or probably a bit more than that, maybe 3 months or so. But there we are, heading through then into sector 3 for Vintage, and let's see what it's going to be there for the McLaren driver then as we round the final couple of corners then to finish off the lap. Then he's not used much of the battery here, so there might be some more time there in the bank then for Vintage, and potentially he might be able to go again as well. Then we'll wait and see then as he comes to the line then what's it going to be there for the McLaren driver. It's going to be an 18.6, then he puts himself P17 for the time being, but I think he might be trying to go for 2 runs here then, so we'll wait and see then if he can go again then for Vintage and see if he can improve on that time as well then. Hungry Styles is also out on circuit. Cam has retired in the pit lane. I think there was a slow car, then that was a Williams then of Tory then who's on an outlap then just trying to get out of the way then of the Haas driver coming through. That is James, and James heading through into sector 3 then. Let's see where he can go then. He's got to find even a couple of tenths or so would put him up quite a few positions. Oh there, he's gone wide there at the exit of the corner then. Unfortunately that might have cost him dearly there, but he's going to try and keep going then. There's a car off the circuit. That's a kick Sauber off the circuit there. That is Kieran just trying. Oh no, he's back in the pit lane unfortunately for James then. Kaz has retired also in the pit lane as well then, so he is done and dusted. And James then is going to come back to the pits. Unfortunately he's not got time to go again then as well. Then Vintage has got time to go again, I should say. So we'll see what Vintage can do then here. Some drivers use that ERS completely wrong then, says Kamara Racer then. Goodness me, then Kamara Racer needs to teach them all, as Marky's gone faster still with a 16.0 then. Fantastic from Marky then. Where can Vintage go then as we cross the line? Then Vintage is going to go, where is he going to go then? He's going to stay P17, sorry, but he does improve by half a second then, so that's a big improvement indeed then from Vintage. Prudish then through into the first couple of corners, then we've got a slow Williams car, then that is not Tory, then that is Marky then, of course has finished his qualifying as well. Then Reflection then crosses the line, he goes P6 then onto the 3rd row of the grid then for the Aston Martin team. Then we've got a Mercedes of Lewis who's also finished. He is P2 I should say, but unfortunately that is the best he can do then in this qualifying session so far. Then we've got Liam heading to the line then. What can Liam do then? Can he improve from P9? He stays P9, but he does find a slight bit of time there as well then. Hussein stays P7. The Red Bull then of Marsky then is going to improve to P10, then he finds 2 tenths of a second there. Good stuff indeed. Where is that Aston Martin? That's Vessia, then he improves to P2, then he takes the spot away then on the front row grid then from Lewis, and up into P2 he goes. Kieran then jumps up to P2 then with a 16.2, sorry I should say, then onto the front row of the grid then. Fantastic stuff indeed. Time's tumbling in here then in Australia there. Good stuff to see then as well then. Both the Hasses unfortunately then are down the order then. They're not, so they haven't improved on their previous times there. Tory has jumped up to P6 and he's finally got a time on the board then onto the 3rd row of the grid then, but he's knocked down then by Equaz, who improves to P5 with a 16.5. Goodness me. Good stuff indeed out there then as well. Then Marky then is coming back to the pit lane, so he is done and dusted as well. Same for Vintage as well. Then that is qualifying finished here in Australia then. Fantastic stuff indeed. Waste of fuel, that style, says Mushroom there. Goodness me. And Styles had damage, so his mechanics were working on it. That's why he was slow getting out of the pit lane then. But there we are then. Ferrari straps as Styles as well then. Scrap, says Equaz then, but he improved massively then to get himself onto a 3rd row of the grid there with a 16.5 then. Nobody into the 15s, I should say, but a 16.0 then from Marky then puts him on the top step then. Oh, top step in terms of the grid, because we haven't done the race just yet. but we'll wait and see what happens there as well. At least I can go 2 hours without falling asleep. Kamara races as much from me. Goodness me. Too much sweat, says Legend then. As we go through then to finish off qualifying there, and we will run through the classification then before we get started for the Grand Prix itself. 58 laps then here in Australia to unfold in just a moment's time. And there is the order then as we go through then into the race itself. Then we will quickly whiz through that then, and we'll start off a short word from our lovely sponsors before we get started with the action from the Australian Grand Prix. Bear with us 2 seconds. And we're back in action then, ready for the start of the race then, which is due to be coming up very soon. There we are then, formation lap is about to start then, as we have got all 20 drivers lined up on the grid then, as we start off here in Australia then. 58 laps of action to unfold then. We'll have a look at the situation with the tyres as well then, shall we, as we get ourselves through the formation lap. Then Marky leads us way then. We've got a majority, a very vast majority, on the medium compound tyre then. That is Marky then in P1 then, Kieran P2, Vessia in P3 then, all the way down to his teammate Reflection then, oh no, it's not teammate, sorry, it's Lewis Riley's teammate then in the Mercedes then, all the way down to P11 then, medium compound tyres then for the top 11 drivers then. Interesting stuff indeed. Hard compound tyres though for Emerson Hilton then in the Alpine. Here's the highest of the hard compound tyre runners. No soft compound tyres in sight, which is wonderful to see, of course. Because I don't think they would last very long around here, although they would be quick then in the first couple of laps or so, but there we go. So hard compound tyres for Emerson Hilton. Then we've got more mediums then for Liam in P13, Marsky in P14 and Legend in P15. Hard compound tyres though for Ayrton in P16 then in the Red Bull, then Jamie James then in P17 for the Haas team then, and Vintage in the McLaren then opting for the hard compound tyres as well there in P18 then. Both Ferraris who got stuck in the garage in qualifying, apart from Styles, who made his way out for a brief moment. They're starting on the medium compound tyres, so we'll wait and see how they're going to fare then in this first stint as well then. But it's going to be a quite even first stint, I'd imagine, then, with a lot of drivers on the medium compound then. So we'll wait and see how it all unfolds. Ferrari Strat, says Styles as well then. I hope so. We will see if you can then, says Kamara Racer as well there. See if they can get themselves up to P3 and 4 there as well, which will be very good stuff indeed for Ferrari. But we will wait and see then as we get ourselves lined up on the grid now to start off the race itself. And thankfully for all the drivers, and frankly very much to all the drivers, I should say, for getting in early, so we could start a bit early as well then, and I can go to bed a bit early as well then, because after all the escapades today, I need to get me beauty sleep, don't I? There we are then. We are getting ourselves ready then for the start of the Australian Grand Prix here in Melbourne, of all places, Albert Park. There we go. Fantastic. Right, there's a bit of poor parking there from the Ferrari drivers, but there we go. As we got ourselves sorted eventually then. Fantastic. Right, can we get some 5 red lights? I think so, hopefully. Sometime soon. Oh, there we go. 5 red lights are on in Australia there. Good stuff indeed. There they are then. We can get started then. The 5 red lights are out in Australia, and away we go then for the Australian Grand Prix. It's a difficult start there for Kieran. Then as we go through down towards turn 1, there's all sorts of moving and shaking going on in the background as well. Then through turn 1 we go then. Is everyone through safely and soundly? There's the question then. Kaz is up 3 places. He's had a great start then in the kick Sauber. Prudish and under pressure then as well as we go through into turn 3. Then he's diving down the inside. There's the Alpine. Then he's trying to hold that place then to Kaz, but Kaz has got the line now into the car park section of the track as well. They're good stuff indeed. Then Liam's made up places as well. Parsons Hussein, he's up 2 places now. Tory then has lost out. There's a crash there. There's collision. What's going on there? There's an Alpine involved as well. Then my goodness me. And that should be... Well, that's a big crash indeed. Then that's Vintage also involved, I think, and Emerson as well. What was happening there then? Williams involved too. Then out of turn 4, Hussein's dropping down the field as well. Then there's an Aston Martin with damage there. There's Liam and Marsky going through into the chicane as well. Then Liam then, oh goodness me, I thought he was going to get his nose chopped off there, but thankfully not. Then Legend and James are up through into P12 and 13 respectively as well. Then Hussein, I think, might have some damage as well. Then there's all sorts of issues then into sector 3. And there's a Haas going for a move there as well. Then there's more problems then for McLaren's, and I think in the back of the chicane there. Goodness me, Vintage and Emerson then involved, I think, and that was Tory then off the circuit then, wasn't he? Oh dear, that Red Bull's gone into the back then, and there's even more of a shunt then. Mushroom has pushed round Ayrton there. Into the pits comes Reflection, into the pits comes Lee, and then it's been chaotic in this first part of this race. Goodness me. Ayrton's back underway then, no damage for him. Then Emerson trying to get himself back into the pit lane. Vintage the same as well. Then they're all piling into the pits, unfortunately, then as well. Then goodness me, then it's, well, that's an opening lap then to forget, as the rest of the leaders then are carrying on then as well. Then up into the order then as we go. Kaz has gained 3 places. Then Marks has gained 5 then, as has Legend. Then Jamie James has gained 6 places as well. Then so have both Ferraris in P13 and 14. Then Ayrton then has got himself back underway. And is going to cruise on then. Like I said, on the hard compound tyres then, of course, the benefit is that you can go longer in the first stint as well then. So a few drivers then have now pitted to service their cars as well. Then if there's a safety car later on in this race, then that will bring them back into play. But of course, as both the McLarens unfortunately have had to double stack there as well then. So Vintage back underway now as well then. But of course, I think that, well, the likelihood of that sort of situation then recurring is pretty high, isn't it then, as we go through then into lap 3 very shortly as well there. But we'll see if there's a safety car that comes out for that sort of thing again. But there might be something that pops up in just the Jiffy's tyres as well there. But we'll find out as we go through the race then. 58 laps I should say then, but we're on lap 3 already then. Kieran is trying to chase after Markey then for that top spot. Then we've got Vess here then and Equaz in close proximity as well, as so as Lewis. Sorry, he's lost a place to Equaz there somewhere in the first lap. Then Kaz is up 3 places and is gaining on them as well. Then Prudish then in the tow then, but he's very close to dropping out of that 1 second window. Then needs to stay within that 1 second. Cam then says P8 then has held station from the first lap as well then so far. Marskin then has got the Haas pair then chasing him down, along with Hussein and along with Styles as well then. Goodness me. Mushroom then is dropped off the back of this queue for the time being then, but of course he's on medium compound tyres. He'll try and catch up as quickly as he can as we go through then into the back straight, or onto the back straight we go then. Marsky, can he hold off the Haas pair then as we go down this long straight with DRS as well? Here comes the Haas's then, and are they going to be close enough to make the move then? Trying to go around the outside is Legend then, and I think he's made it. Yes, he has made it then. Into the chicane we go then, and up into P9 then goes Legend. Now chasing after him, the next target then is Jamie James then, trying to get himself up into P10 then as well there. We'll wait and see then if he can make that move then, but of course Marvsky's going to have DRS now to sort of defend, I suppose you could say, from the Haas behind him, and try and attack Legend into the first turn as well then as we go through these corners. Well then James is closing in very closely indeed. Cam sets the fastest lap of the race then. He is all over the back now of Prudish, and in the background we can see there the Mercedes stepping out of the dirty air then to try and get away from all of this shenanigans then as we head into turn 1 then as well. Cam's past Prudish then into turn 3 then, up into P7 then for Cam. Oh dear. He seems to be jumping around a bit there, does Cam, so hopefully he doesn't disconnect or cause any issues. But there we are then. Prudish then down to P8 then, but he's holding on to the top train as it stands, and it's split off for the rest of the pack for now. Then I think there was well, that incident with Tory then has cost them quite a lot there as well then, because they've got quite a gap now after the Williams then had that collision then, I think on the exit of turn 5, wasn't it there? That has caused a bit of a problem then, but Kieran has not had any problems then. Oh god, they're both racing through the chicane side by side. Oh no, that's going to get tight indeed then. Marky then has lost, no, he hasn't lost out. Marky's regained the lead then. Kieran then has dropped down to P3 then after battling with Marky then through the chicane. Vessia then taking the opportunity to sneak his way through then and up into P2. But all that battling at the top then is going to bring people back into contention. Then there's 8 cars in a row here heading on to lap 5 as well as we go, and they're all in the contention for the race lead as well. Then Legend then has got Marsky still for company as we go through then on to lap 5 as well then, and James in P11 then, as Hussein and Hungry Styles then all chasing down this pack as well as we go through into lap 5 and going through turn 1 then. Another thing that I didn't think about as well then is going to be the penalty situation, so we need to be very wary of that then. Getting too many warnings then will be very costly around this circuit, and you can easily get them then, especially through turn 1. So we'll wait and see then. Turn 1 and turn 6 I think are going to be the big problems where for most of the drivers as well here, but we'll wait and see then how it all unfolds then. Hungry Styles is thinking about a move then for that P12 position, I should say, with Hussein starting to struggle then potentially on those medium compound tyres. We'll have a look at the situation with the tyres as well then. James is on the hard compound tyres and he's fighting Marsky then for that P10 position here then. Oh, he's not close enough then, I don't think, into the braking zone. Marsky's got DRS then on Legend, which is helping him protect the position as well then, heading through into the chicane we go. But as I said, the hard compound tyre runners then might be finding a bit of a benefit then in the next few laps or so then, because their tyres will be the better tyre as we go through this race as well then, or I'll go through this first stint I should say. Obviously, we hopefully will be seeing more than just one stop. We've got everyone back underway then in the top of the field then, at the bottom of the field I should say then, after that that shunt then in the grassy tree section, I should say this section. Vintage then is back underway as well there, but like I said, they're hoping for a safety car or something to happen in this race then to get themselves back in the race as well there. Heading through into the car park then on lap 6 now then. Vessia then is looking to chase for the lead of the Grand Prix now then. It's roles reversed, or it's reversed slightly because Kieran was chasing for the lead of the Grand Prix before, but now he's not. But there we are then. He's still in contention because he's P3 as it stands. Someone's gone into the grass a bit there then, because they have clipped the there we are then. Right, Legend then he can't get away from Marsky at this point then just yet then. James is pushing to try and get past that Red Bull then, maybe even help his teammate in the fight then for this position as well then, and potentially to work together to bring them further up the order as a team, that is. But he just can't get past the Red Bull car then, unfortunately, just yet then, as we head down into sector 3 now then. Can he make a late move in the braking zone then? He's going to go for it down the inside. He has made he's gone too deep then. There's contact then, and James has taken Marsky off the circuit then, unfortunately then. That's let Hungry Styles sneak through, and Hussein as well then, but I'm not sure Marsky can be very happy with that one there. So unfortunately there, James is going to be in the bad books then as well then. Mushroom then P14 then chasing them down. Ayrton as well back underway on the hard compound tyres then. It's soon to be hard compound tyres territory there as well then, in terms of they are going to be the better tyre to be using, that is, at this point of the race then. Lap 7 then as well as we go through then. No change at the top of the order then so far, I don't think. Just got this battle here then, and James then is going to be he's going to be ruining the mistake then as well then, I think, because that could be very costly indeed for the penalty situation then. Marsky then is looking to try and get that place back then, but he's now got both the Mercedes and the Ferrari who've gone through instead of the Red Bull there, and that's going to be costly indeed then. Marsky needs to keep on the fight then as well then. He doesn't need to worry too much then. It's a long old race then. If he can stay within the DRS, he can keep in contention then with the pack then for some big points here as well then. And of course he's going to be looking to try and potentially do an undercut here as well then in the medium stint, that is, and maybe get some track position that way as well. We'll wait and see then. Kaz has caught up to Cam then. He's all over the back then of the Racing Bull then. We've got Hussein passing Legend then into sector 3 then. Up into P9 goes the Mercedes driver there. Good stuff indeed. Kaz then was all over the back of Cam, then heading through into Sector 3. And once again, their battle resumes then. Equaz is just about within the 1 second window. Then Cam is starting to struggle. Then he's dropping out of that window then to Lewis Riley there as well as we go through into turn 1. Then you can see the Kick Sauber and the Alpine right behind him as well. Then Kaz has gone a bit wide. Then that might be a warning then for the Kick Sauber driver. Then heading through turn 1 onto lap 8 we go. Goodness me. Right, battle's all over. We've got a yellow flag. It's a problem then. Tori's had an issue then somewhere. He's off the circuit, I think. Well, he's gone off the circuit then at turn 3, sector 3, I should say then. That's turn 12, isn't it, I think. More yellow flags. More yellow flags. It's Kieran. Kieran's had an issue then. What's happened to Kieran then? He's spinning the car around. It's at turn 5. Can he get himself back underway before Hussein catches up to the back of him here then? Yes, he can just about, but Hussein's now going to be in the mix then for that P8 position. What happened to Kieran then? Was there contact or was there just a spin then for the car heading through? We saw the same problem then for Tori on the first lap, didn't we then? And now Hussein's going to be all over in the mix then for that position as we head through into the chicane, but he can't quite make it through as it stands at the moment there. But not sure what happened to Kieran. Then he's dropped down to P8. Then here comes Hussein. Then around the outside. Then he's going to switch to the inside line. Then for the next corner. Then into the right hander we go there. But he can't make it through. And now Legend's going to try and sneak through as well. Then is he on the exit then as well? We go through into the penultimate corners then. But Hussein cannot get the move done then. And Legend can't get the move done on Hussein either. Then and James is going to be under pressure from Marsky here. Marsky, I thought he was going to dive down the inside at the final corner. Then that would have been very dangerous indeed. But they're all sorted then. Hungry Styles then putting the pressure on Legend then. Hussein then has got DRS then on Kieran then, but he couldn't make the move then into the chicane, could he there? And on the exit then that Ferrari is pushing the Haas through the corners here as we go through then onto lap 9 then. Goodness me. Right, it's all action then. Whatever happened to Kieran then is the question there as well then. But it was at this part of the circuit then on the previous lap then that we saw the issue then for Kieran. And I think it was coming out of this corner then. It was a spin then for the Kick Sauber then. Whether it was assisted by somebody else then or if it was just a bit of a mistake there, we don't know just yet then. But I'm sure we'll find out in the report section after this one. Lewis Riley has taken the P3 position away from Equaz there as well then. I think all of that has mixed up the order then because the top two have now split away then. We've got Hussein who has passed Kieran then, has he? Yes, he has this time. Into the chicane we go then of Sector 2, now Sector 3, and Hussein up into P8 then, 7 seconds splitting away from the top of the order then as it stands. We've got Cam and Kaz having a battle then into the penultimate corners, and Tori's got a penalty there. Malski's passed James as well then, or has he? No, he hasn't, not quite then. Yes, he has now. Heading through then at the same place that they had contact with before, but this time they've got themselves sorted then. Tori picked up a penalty unfortunately for the Williams driver there, but he's trying to recover in this race then. Kieran is into the pit lane, so Kieran's got an issue then that he's going to have to come into the pits and sort out then for the Kick Sauber driver. Then we'll wait to see then what the strategy is going to be there down at Kick Sauber, but unfortunately it might not be an enforced stop. There's no wing change, it's hard compound tyres going on the car. Liam's got a penalty unfortunately for Liam then, as Ayrton's gone through into P14. Then Kieran comes out. Where will he come out though exactly? Then he'll be ahead of Reflection just about there, as the gap at the top of the field then has been split into two now, because we've got these two then the leaders of the Grand Prix after Kieran's issue then. So Kieran was running in P3 then, so it will be well, it would have been, I think, either Lewis or Vesser that was going to be in the mix with that situation there, but I'm not sure if either of them did anything there at all, but we'll wait and see then after the race there. But unfortunately, Kieran then has lost out then. He's now made his pit stop as we've got change of the order then down at Racing Bulls then, and Cam has been let through by Equaz then. So Team Games down at Racing Bulls there to try and get them some the best result possible as well. Then can he get himself past Lewis then for the final podium place? Oh dear, that curve is not going to be very friendly to the underside of the car. God, I swallowed my tongue. So there we go. Heading on to lap 11. And there we are then, 4 seconds the gap out in front then. 1 second the gap then between the top two then as well. Then is Marky looking to stretch his legs here. Then Vessia's still got DRS, but he is just he's on the brink then of that 1 second window then, and that is not going to be good news for Vessia. Then he wants to stay within the DRS of the leader, but unfortunately has just dropped out of it as it stands. Heading through the car park we go then on lap 11. Now it's Cam's turn to try and rival Lewis for that podium place as well. Then Equaz then down to P5, then Kaz in P6, then Prudish in P7, and they're all going strong so far in this race. Then Hussein in P8 now being chased by Legend and Styles, and Marsky, and James has had an issue somewhere because he's dropped off the back there of this battling pack. Then he's just cruising along at this point then, but he's looking to get himself back in contention on those hard compound tyres. Like I said, the hard compound tyres will definitely be the better tyre from now on, I think. So there we go then. Mushroom then in P13 then looking strong as well, but a bit of no man's land as well. The same for Ayrton in P14 as well, but he's got Kieran chasing him down now on his fresh hard compound tyres. So Kieran will be looming in the mirrors very soon as well. Then James has got a 3-second penalty, then going through the chicane unfortunately there as well, then trying to catch up then to the 4 ahead of him there. We were battling for P8 then as it stands. As we head through then into sector 3 then for Reflection. Then again Reflection, Liam, Tori and Emerson are all trying to play a bit of catch up. Then Tori's caught up now to Liam, and it's going to be within the DRS range then of that McLaren as well. As we go through then Vintage as well then is holding on as it stands as well, waiting for if there's a safety car or any issues then later in the line then for the drivers ahead of them as well. Then that will bring them back into contention, won't it, as well, as we head through into lap 12 then. And we have Vessia then now 2.4 seconds behind then. So unfortunately for Vessia, then he's dropped out of that 1 second window, and you can see the loss of pace then as well then for the Aston Martin driver as well, as we go through here then onto turn 6 then, because we've got Cam chasing down Riley then for that P3 position then, and he's going to go for it here, I think. Yes, he is. He's going to go for it. He's got it. And he's before the braking zone for the chicane. Then he's up into the podium places. There is Cam then, and away he goes. Riley then down to P4. Then Equaz P5 still as it stands. Then Kaz as well then holding station in P6. Then with Prudish then chasing him down then. Oh, he's getting closer. There's a yellow flag for an Aston Martin. It's an Aston Martin as Prudish has gone past. Has he gone past then? Has he gone past then is the question. Kaz has gone wide, but Prudish is through then up into P6 as well. Then we've got an Aston Martin. That's Reflections had an issue somewhere. Was it at the same place? Was it turn 5 and 6 before turn 5? Sorry, before turn 6, but after turn 5? Because it seems like a few drivers are having a few issues there as well. Then Kaz is in the pit lane, calling it a day on his medium compound tyres. Then at the end of lap 12, lap 13 has commenced here in Australia there. Goodness me, I don't know what's going on. Actually, happy with the action, to be fair. Hard compound tyres going on for Kaz, and away he goes, and back out on circuit he will be. Where will he be then? Will he be in contention with his teammate? He'll be ahead of his teammate and ahead of Ayrton. Then Ayrton has been caught now by Kieran, as Kieran comes down towards turn 1. Then is he going to be able to make his way past then into turn 1? No, not quite, but he might be able to down towards turn 3 as we head through here then, with DRS assistance then for the Kicksab. Then he passes Ayrton, then on his fresh hard compound tyres goes the green machine. He's got his teammate 3 seconds up the road then on 3-lap younger tyres as well. Of course, Kaz coming out of the pit lane now then, but he's got to get those tyres warmed up then, so that might bring Kieran back into contention here as well there. We'll wait and see. So medium compound tyres are starting to go off, it looks like then, for a few drivers out here. We'll find out then if that's going to be a recurring theme then, and if we're going to see some more drivers peel into the pit lane. The race leader, is he coming in then? Race leader of Marky then stays out then for the time being. 3 seconds back then is Vessia, then he's also staying out then for the Aston Martin team. Cam, then what's Cam doing? Cam stays out then as well. Riley then carries on as well. Then P4, then Equaz is into the pit lane. So Equaz is looking to cover off Kaz then, who's made his early stop, or 1 lap earlier stop, I should say. Will he get out ahead then of Kaz is the question then. Kaz has not got any traffic then, so here he comes then through into the final couple of corners. It's going to be quite close indeed for Equaz then as he comes out of the pit lane then. And Mushroom's going to be in the mix as well, it looks like then as well, as we head down the main straight. And there is the Ferrari driver then heading up to P12 then. Can he get himself out ahead of Equaz? Oh god, that's going to be close on the exit then, but he does get himself ahead of Equaz. Medium compound tyres for the Racing Bull driver then. He is going to be chasing after Mushroom as well next, but Kaz then is just over a second away in that Kicksab machine, I should say. I was going to say green machine, but so far he has just about dropped out of DRS then, but of course he has got his tyres warmed up then, and Equaz is going to need to try and pass Mushroom as quickly as possible then to avoid the green machine of Kaz then getting himself in the mix then with his strategy as well here. But as we head through then on lap 14, lovely shot there from the Daisies or whatever it is. Ayrton's got a 3-second penalty, unfortunately. The penalties are starting to roll in though. And here comes Equaz now with the DRS. Then he's up into P11. He's past Mushroom. Then I think Mushroom didn't make it too difficult for him there on that occasion there. But of course he's running his own race, I should say, a different race there as well. Then here comes Kaz now as well. Then Kaz might be looking to try and sneak through into sector 3 as well. But he's too far back to make the move. Then into the pits comes Vessia then from P2. Then he is calling it a day then on his medium compound tyres. Then I think the question is what's going to be happening then with Equaz then, and where will Equaz come out then with respect to Vessia, as he's done the undercut. Then Kaz as well then of course has made the undercut as well. Serious back into the pit lane. There's a lot more pit stops still to come in this race as well. Then Equaz is going to be behind Vessia then, I think. Yes, he is. There is Vessia going through turn 2. Equaz is 2 seconds or so behind then as it stands in. Ayrton's gone through. He stays out of course on the hard compound tyres. Legend filters out in P14 on the new medium compound tyres. Mushroom's gone for the hard compound tyre though, and he is going to filter out where it's going to be close with the Aston Martin of Reflection on the exit here. Then that is going to be very tight indeed then, and Reflection has made the position then just about then, but they both had a bit of an issue there going through turn 1 then. Emerson then P19 then Vintage as well then is soldiering right here as well then. Will we see some pit stops then for the race leaders then? Reflection and Mushroom are fighting tooth and nail here then for that position as well. Then of course Mushroom's now on the fresher hard compound tyres, so he will be able to get past very soon indeed. Then Markey out of the final corner is going to stay out for one more lap at least then as we head through then onto lap 16. Cam has had an off then, he's had an issue then because Lewis has just snuck through, saw the end of that there, but Lewis then has made his way past. Not sure if Cam had an issue then or if it's something else technical wise for the Racing Bull driver then, but he's back underway. He's down to P3 of course, but he is, well unfortunately that has cost him quite a bit then. Prudish has now caught up to him as well and has got the DRS as well. Well, he hasn't got DRS actually, so he's not got DRS on this occasion, but there we go. Hussein then is under pressure from Hungry Styles, and Marsky as well being brought along with him as well. James then on his hard compound tyres will be having a much better performance I think, although that lock-up's not going to be too good for his tyres unfortunately, but he'll be having a much better performance than those on the medium compound tyres ahead of him then, so he will be able to catch up quite quickly I would imagine. Vessia then out in P9 then on fresh hard compound tyres. Then Equaz then 1.8 seconds behind, then Kaz 1.6. No! Oh, I thought, what was that from Kaz then? He's just gone straight into a wall there, and his teammate's going to go through then. Kaz then has got severe wing damage there to the Kick Sauber driver. I'm not sure what that was then. I think he just, did he have a slip then or something? Or did the car just take control and disappear then? And Kaz has had some real issues there. Then he got some severe damage to the Kick Sauber, unfortunately there for Kaz. Then out in front we've got Legend passing Ayrton then for that P12 position. But wow, I'm not sure what happened there to Kaz then. That was really, really strange there as well then. But he's trying to get his way back to the circuit then and back onto the track then. Tory then will catch up very quickly indeed then for that P14 position. But Kaz is going to have to come back to the pit lane and service that car then. That was very odd indeed then. And again, it was the exit of turn 5 then in towards turn 6 that we saw it happen there. Very strange indeed. It seems like turn 5 and turn 4 to 4 to 6 are having big issues there for a lot of drivers. Then Kaz is going to be able to get himself back into the pit lane and sort out the car then. Unfortunately then it is not good news indeed for Kaz. Again, a few drivers now looking for a safety car then, and hoping for a safety car I should say. Kaz is retired in the pit lane, so never mind, he doesn't need a safety car because he's out of the race. Unfortunately Kaz then, that's a pit and quit then, bad books indeed. Right then, back to the action. Kaz is out. Cam is chasing down Lewis Riley for P2, trying to get himself back up into P2 of course after the whatever escapade it was then that cost him to go wide, and Cam then is not having good times then with the internet, it doesn't look like. Markey then again stays out then onto lap 18, so Markey is trying to do a solid stint then on these medium compound tyres. Is he trying to copy a Ferrari strat and just do a one-stop strategy here? We'll wait and see then, as Lewis Riley then is being chased by Cam and Prudish as we go through onto lap 18. Kaz out of the race then, first retirement of the session there, unfortunately then in the pit lane then for Kaz then after that big crash then. We're not sure what happened there to Kaz, but it might have been a technical fault because it looked like a quick snap then, didn't it then, as we headed out of the car park section then. Mushroom has passed Liam then for P15, and oh dear, what's going on there? I thought that was a slow car. No, seems alright. Mushroom has passed Liam, for P15, then back into the points paying positions now is the Ferrari driver then, and away he goes. He's got two drivers on much older tyres than him as well, further up the road as well then, so he'll be able to get himself back in contention then for some... Oh dear, where's he going? So he's back underway I should say. He'll be able to get himself back into contention here as well then as we go through then onto lap 18, then still a lot of laps to go then, 40 laps to go then. We've done almost a third of the race. Have we done that? I can't do maths actually. 20 times 3 is 60. So yeah, we're pretty much at a third of the way through. And we've seen some stops already then for a few drivers there, and a lot of drivers then still to stop then. So we've got, well, the top 8 have yet to stop. Then we've also got Ayrton as well yet to stop then. Tory then has, of course, stopped at the end of lap 1. So we'll have to think about a stop as well then, as Marquis is into the pit lane. So he is calling it a day now on his medium tyres. Then at the end of lap 18, will we see some more pit stoppers there? No. Lewis and Cam are going to stay out here. Then Prudish is also into the pit lane as well. Then will we see some more stops for Hussein and Hungry Styles? Then Master's in the pit lane. So he has called it a day on his medium compound tyres, but the top 2 have stayed out. Then Hussein inherits P3. Hungry Styles then looking to try and get that position as well now. Jamie James then into P5 then. We've got Vessia then up into P6. Then Markey has come out in P7 behind Vessia here. Equaz then in P8 then as well. Then Kieran and Prudish close on the exit then as well. Then Kieran ahead as we go through. Then Markey then he's going to come out behind his teammate then in P13, but of course on 18 lap younger tyres as well then, so and that might be a bit of a difficult call for Red Bull to call. I'm being sarcastic there, but there we go. Right then, heading on to the back straight, lap 19 then. Let's see, is there going to be any moves, I should say, now as we go through then onto this back straight then? Will we see some more pit stops as well as we go through this lap? We will see as we head into the chicane, and no moves being made then. Styles then stays P4, but James now catching up to the back of both of them here, then heading in towards sector 3 then, and now he's got the race, or former race, net race leader I should say, of Vessia then, who's under pressure from Markey then as we head into sector 3 here. Pit stops then, are we going to see more of them? No. Lewis and Cam stay out again then. Hussein and Hungry Styles then, are they going to pit and get out of the way then of the race leaders then? No, they're also staying out as well then as we go through onto lap 20. And James then as well is going to stay out. Of course, he's on the hard compound tyres. You'd expect him to stay out then. Emerson has passed Liam then for P17. But as we hold yellow flags then at the chicane, then we'll come back to that then, because I think there's more action here at the moment then as we go through into lap 20 then on the exit. Then here comes James and he's pushing Styles into the corner, then into turn 3. Then here comes Markey round the outside. Oh, it's going to be late on the brakes for Vessia, then trying to hold off the attacking Williams car. Then as we go through into turn 4, then Markey puts his nose in there, but I think has to very wisely pull out of that one then. And in front we've got the Haas then and the Ferrari then. This is bringing Prudish, it's bringing Equaz, it's bringing Kieran into the mix as well. Then Ayrton has been passed by his teammate then, Markey up into P12 I should say. Marsky, sorry. Liam into the pit lane as well. Hard compound tyres going on the McLaren. Then we've got James passing Styles then as well. And now Vessia's going for it as well. Then James and Vessia then trying to make the moves done. Oh God, they're going to go through here side by side. That's going to be dangerous indeed. They made it stick somehow. Markey has passed Styles as well then, and now trying to pass James into the next right hand. It's going to get tight through here then as we go through then, but Markey's got the grip on his fresh medium compound tyres then. He's made his way through and up into P5 here, and now chasing after Vessia then as his next target then. No stops for the top 2 then. Hussein is going to stay out as well then. Vessia now, his next target is that Mercedes car as we head on to lap 21 here then. Hungry Styles is into the pit lane and getting out of the way then as well. Then I think he's running very relieved about that. Then the Ferrari mechanics peeling out of the pit lane and peeling out the box then I should say as we go through then. Jamie James has got a 3-second penalty then going through turn 1 unfortunately there on the exit of that curve as well. Then he's lost out to Markey then, but he's holding back Equaz then. Of course he's got 7 lap old medium compound tyres, so they might not be in the best nick at this stage. Hungry Styles, oh dear, he's had an issue out of the pit lane then as Hungry Styles then he's going to be coming out then ahead of Tory there just about then, but behind Ayrton, behind both Red Bulls there as well then. And don't forget, he was battling with, or Marsky was in the queue, wasn't he, there for those positions as well then. So Marsky has made an undercut then, worked by 2 laps there as well then on his fresh medium compound tyres then. Here we go then, we've got more battles to commence then as Hussein then has been passed by both the net race leaders, and up into P3 and 4 then goes Vessia and Markey then as we head through the chicane then. And now is Markey going to try and make a move for the lead here into sector 3 then. He's gone for it then, he's made it stick then, or has he on the exit? Then we'll wait and see. Yes, he has. up into P3, then on net P1, of course, goes Marky there, of course, on his medium compound tyres. The question is then this time he needs to break the DRS to Vessia then as quickly as possible then, because Vessia is going to have the longest stint in on the hard compound tyres. They're at the top two, and they are just soldiering on then. Hussein is in the pit lane. He is calling a day on his medium compound tyres after 21 laps. Then lap 22 is underway. Equaz has passed James then for P5. Then James is just soldiering on those hard compound tyres and just trying to do the best that he can on those hards as well. Then Legend's up into P9. Then he's passed Hussein, who's in the pit lane. Then Ed's also in the pit as well, calling it down the hard compound tyre. Out of the pit lane he comes then, does Hussein. Where is Styles going to be in the mix? Then he's going to be close indeed on the exit then into turn 1. As we go through now then, and there is Styles. You can see the diffuser of that Mercedes as we head through then. Tori's also in the pit lane as well then for Williams. Good stuff indeed. Emerson carries on then as well. He's done 19 or 20 laps now on his medium compound tyres, as has Reflection. Vintage has done 20 laps soon to be then on his tyres as well. Then Liam then is on the fresh hard compound tyres and underway. Tori out in P17 I should say. Then he's on new medium compound tyres then for the Williams driver there. Out in front then Cam keeping Lewis on instead for that lead of the Grand Prix. But of course the net race leaders are only 6 seconds away there. There is Marky I should say. He is looking to try and get himself a mix then into the mix, then back into the mix I should say, for the lead of the Grand Prix. No pit stop still then for the top two. They have done 22 laps then on their medium compound tyres, and they're just cracking on with it. And then Vessia then in P4 then is chasing after Marky. Then they've dropped Equaz by 2 seconds as it stands. Then James then is on his old hard compound tyres. He is 1 second away from the racing ball then, and soon I think Prudish and Kieran might be trying to put the pressure on that Haas then for the for that P6 position. Legend as well then on his fresh medium compound tyres is being chased by Marsky, then 8 seconds down the road, but is now on the fresher rubber. Then will be trying to get himself back in the mix. In the background we've got Hussein and Styles. Then Styles has made his way through to P11 then, but Hussein's looking to fight back then into turn 1, but he's too far back to make the move. Yellow flags. It's for a Haas. Then it's James who's had an issue. Oh god, no, that's an Alpine. That's an Alpine going into the wall there. What has gone on there? My goodness me then. And what is happening there? So James has had an issue there somewhere. There's an Alpine who's gone straight on. I'm lost. I'm completely lost at the moment. I don't know what's happening out here. So James has got damage there. Prudish has also got damage, I think. Mushroom's gone through. Hussein's passed Styles. What's gone on here then? I've no idea. Were they in... Lewis is in the pit lane now. Cam stays out again. But I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what's happened there, to be honest. Lewis into the pit lane. Not sure. Prudish still seems to have his front wing all intact. To be fair, he's back underway at least. James has got severe damage then as well. Then unfortunately, so I'm not sure what's gone on there for James then. Unfortunately, as well. Then was it coming together between the two of them, or was it just something else? Then Prudish has carried on. So whatever that was, again, it seems to be between turn 5 and 6 that's causing real issues. For the drivers. Then Vessia's got a 3-second penalty. Then that's going to be costly indeed for Vessia. Then heading through into turn 2. Then and Prudish is pushing Mushroom through the corner then as well. He's got DRS then to make the move then for P11 there. James is back in the pit lane. Unfortunately, we didn't see what happened at all. But James is back in the pit lane to service the car. Then it's going to be a new set of hard compound tyres then for the Haas driver. Then he'll be out ahead of both McLarens. Oh goodness me, Liam is drifting it through the final corner there though. that was Drift King stuff then from Liam. Then fantastic. James then out of the pit lane. Then hopefully that car is all intact then and able to crack on with the rest of this race. Then Cam has carried on then. Cam is now leading this race then, but he's been caught now by Marky as well then. So Marky then heading on to the main straight then to start off lap 25. He's going to have DRS to try and get himself past Cam, but can he get himself past Cam is the other question then. As we go through into turn 1 then, no is the question then. But on the exit and down towards turn 3 this time then, can he make the move? Is he getting closer and closer then with the aid of some DRS then into turn 3? No, he can't quite make his way through then. Ayrton has passed Emerson for P14. Ayrton on the charge then on his fresh hard compound tyres. Then Markey is all over the back then of Cam as we head through into sector 2 momentarily then as well there of lap 25 then, almost at the halfway point, guys. We're almost there. Markey then on the exit then, he's all over the back of Cam then as we go through then onto the back straight then. He's going to be alongside Cam before we get the DRS open. Then Markey takes the lead with the aid of some DRS then as well then into lap 25 then, soon to be sector 3. And Markey then back over to the lead, then 2 seconds or so the gap then to his next closest rival, then that is Vessier, of course. Vessier has pitted 4 laps earlier, than Markey did, but of course Markey's opted for medium compound tyres, so he is not going to be able to do as long a stint then that you would expect then as the Aston Martin. Then Vessier there in the background, 1.6 seconds off then as well. Then Cam unfortunately has dropped out of the DRS then of the race leader with his much older tyres. Then Cam might be thinking about a pit stop sometime soon. Nobody's staying out again in this Cam, so fair enough. We crack on then. So far so good then. Hungry Styles then is chasing after Hussein, then both of them pit roughly around the same time, then 1 lap difference then as Styles is trying to get his way up into P9 here as well then. And of course they're all at this point they're all reeling in those on the medium compound tyres ahead of them as well then, with the extra pace on those hard compounds, I would imagine. Moves for Ayrton then, he's past Reflection then into P13. Reflection coming back at him though then into the penultimate couple of corners then, and he's back through then his Reflection. Tory has passed Emerson for P15, so Tory's now back into the points paying positions then, recovering nicely indeed. It's not been the best race for Tory then, of course, with the incident on the first lap then, and unfortunately then he's just going to have to, he's got himself back underway then and put his head back down, and he's back into the race then, back into the points paying positions. Ayrton has passed Reflection with the aid of the DRS then into the first couple of corners then, and now can he motor away then on his fresh hard compound tyres? We will wait and see. James has passed Vintage there for P18 then, looking to get himself back underway then. Can those hard compound tyres get to the end of the race? We'll wait and see as well then. Not Cam, sorry, yes it is Cam. Vessier has passed Cam then. Cam, has he got a puncture there? Those tyres are looking horrible, I'd imagine, or feeling horrible. But I think he might be having to peel into the pit lane now, and yes, he is into the pit lane now as well, because his teammate is now caught up then, and Ekraz has already made a stop in this race then. So Cam into the box then, calling it a day then on his medium compound tyres after 26 laps then. What a stint then from Cam, and that is fantastic stuff indeed. Lewis is pushing, not Riley, Lewis is pushing Legend, sorry, for that P5 position. Looking to sneak past then, of course, there's a bit of disparity then in terms of the tyre wear then, and the tyre life that is, because the strategies are a bit different down at Mercedes and Haas, but Lewis then with the aid of DRS is going to get past as well then. Marsky then out of turn 1 is up into P7 then, passing Cam, but look at this, there's a trio of them trying to get themselves past Cam as we go in towards turn 3, and Cam on the hard compound tyres has maintained place then for the time being then, and trying to chase after Marsky here as well then as we go through into sector 2 momentarily then. You just got to watch out for turn 5 then. Emerson and Reflection are in the pits. Hard compound tyres going on the Aston Martin and the Alpine as well, respectively. Then where will they come out then? It's a slow stop though down at Alpine then. No, it's not. They've teleported, and they will be out. He'll be close with Liam on the exit then as well as we're going towards turn 1. Then Kieran has got himself past Lewis then. Oh no, Lewis is fighting this one as we go into sector 3 then. Can Lewis sneak his way through? No, not quite then. Cam's got a 3-second penalty then, and that was on the exit of the chicane there as well. Then he's got himself past, well, he's ahead of Marsky now, isn't he? He is past Marsky, but there we go then. Mushroom's got a penalty as well then. Tory has passed Ayrton then. I can't keep up with all of this. Tory then is fighting his way back in this race then. Fair play indeed for the Williams driver then. He can get himself back into the top 10, I think, at this pace as well. Then Ekraz in the pit lane. He's onto the hard compound tyres then. 30 laps to go then in this race. He will be coming out. Oh, it's a bit of an early stop there for Ekraz, wasn't it? Then he's going to be coming out then in a bit of clearer air then, ahead of Prudish. We've got more problems then at turn 1 then, have we? No, we haven't. It's Ekraz. Has Ekraz got an issue then? He's coming out of the pit lane there. He seems to be all right now then, but maybe had a bit of a slow exit there out of the box then, unfortunately, for Ekraz there. But we are underway then for the Racing Bull driver then. P10 currently then. Tory, that's the fastest lap of the race then. He is motoring along then, is the Williams driver then. Good stuff indeed then. Hopefully get himself back into a few more points paying positions as well then. Here comes Lewis Riley then, once again looking to fight for that podium place then. Penalties have been rolling in though then, as that's going to be costly indeed. Around the outside we're going to go then, are we? We're going to try it. We're going to try it round the outside. Goodness me, then. He sneaks through then. What a move indeed then. Well played indeed from both drivers, to be fair, as we head now into Sector 3 then. But Kieran needed to be on point as well in that situation, because that could easily cause a massive shunt in as well then. But fair play indeed from both drivers then, keeping it nice and cool and calm and collected. Fantastic. Lap 29. Right. We crack on then. Emerson then has got himself into a bit of a battle then with the McLaren then of Liam as we go through here. We'll have a look and see what he's up to. Then Ayrton trying to chase after Tory as well there. There is Emerson then trying to catch up then. He's got a Jamie James has picked up a 3-second penalty unfortunately on the exit of turn 6, and turn 5 and 6 really have been the bane of the drivers' lives today. Unfortunately then, it seems to be a massive problem down at turn 5 and 6, doesn't it there, or somewhere in between as well then. Oh dear, I thought, that was Emerson getting past Liam there into the chicane then. Prudish has got a 3-second penalty then. We'll have a quick run through of the penalties now then, shall we? 3 seconds for Vessia, and Lewis Riley will promote Kieran up to P3 as it stands. 3 seconds for Cam then, and Marsky as well then. That would be costly indeed for oh dear, Hussein's had an issue out of turn 6 again, turn 6 being the problem, and Hungry Styles is up into P8 I should say then. Kieran and Legend have switched places then. Legend up into P4 now, and of course with the aid of some DRS then now next target to chase after then is the podium places as well then. Legend could get himself into the mix here as well, but Kieran's fighting back then. Oh, he's locked up there, and that could be costly for the tyres as well then. So Styles then has got himself past Hussein then. We've got Equaz then, who's on fresh rubber then, trying to catch up then. 3 seconds for Prudish then, and for Mushroom as well then, and for Tory and for Ayrton as well then. So there's lots of 3-second penalties out there at the moment. Nothing would change in that order then if it finished that way then, but of course they've still got a while to go. And what's this? There's a Haas. Oh my god, there's more. Oh dearie me. As we go through turn 6. Turn 6 is not an overtaking spot really, is it? As we head now down the back straight then, and Jamie James is going to get himself past Lee and then up into P17. But my goodness me, then that was interesting to say the least. Then I'm not sure that is the best overtaking spot you could want to there. Unfortunately, there for both drivers, to be fair, but they managed to get themselves through somehow unscathed. So far so good then. Markey leads away, 6 seconds in the gap then to Vessia then, but Vessia will probably start to bring that gap down now. The hard compound tyres are phasing in. Lewis Riley then is on a charge then. He has got, what is that? That's 15 seconds to the race leader then. Kieran is back past Legend then for P4. He's done 20 laps now on his hard compound tyres then, and Legend's got, where is Legend? Legend's got 15 lap old medium compound tyres, so they're not going to be in the best nick as well then. Cam is fighting then into the Sector 3, and he's closing in, but he's not close enough there. And stays P6, or does he? Oh, I thought he was going to send his way through the inside then, and I think he's nudged the back of the Haas then as well. Then that unsettled the racing will as well. And as we go through, then Legend is peeling into the pit lane. I think, yes, he is. So Cam does get himself up into P5 now as well. Then Hungry Styles then will inherit P6 as we go through then onto lap 31. Then so far so good there. As oh no. Well, we've got, yes we are, we're okay. I just wondered what was going on there. Marsky's got himself up into P7, then ahead of Hussein then. Equaz now in mix as well on his fresh hard compound tyres. Then can Equaz go to the end of the race from here then? Same for Legend as well now out in P11. Then it's going to be close though with Mushroom then on the exit. And Mushroom then in right behind that diffuser then of a Legend as well. Then Legend's on the fresh hard compound tyres now and back underway. But of course, can they get them to the end of the race from here? Then that is going to be the question mark then for those drivers as well there. Cam then, after Legend pitting, is going to try and challenge Kieran for that P4 position, and he's got his way through then with the aid of the DRS. Then next target then is Lewis on the podium. Then he's gone purple in Sector 2 as James has gone fastest as well. Then he set the fastest lap of the race, and Equaz has swooped through then and taken P8 from Hussein there as well as we go through into the chicane. Then Tori's got another penalty unfortunately there, but that's piling up now for Tori as well there, as a few people then are getting a few penalties under their belts as well here, but it will all be added to the race time classification at the end of the Grand Prix, if I can say that in one breath, which I almost couldn't. And there we go. So, right then, as we head now on to lap 32 then. Cam sets the fastest lap of the race then. He was going up pretty quickly in the second sector. We saw them going purple in second sector. Now he's got himself up into P4 and pushing on then. Equaz has passed Marsky then into turn 1. It looks like it. He made the move then. The sister team has got himself ahead of the other team. sister team. I'm not sure if it's just two sisters or what the situation is in that family there, but there we go. Hussein trying to pass Marsky as well. The Marsky might be starting to feel the pressure of those tyres. And Tori's in. Okay, Tori's retired. Unfortunate for Tori then. He's out of the Grand Prix. That's the second retirement then of the evening. Which again is going to be good news for Reflection and Emerson because they will get themselves into the points paying positions here, but unfortunate news there for Tori himself. But I thought Tori was doing pretty good then because he had some good pace there. He's getting himself back in the mix, and the penalties might be costly then, might have been costly I should say then towards the end of the race. So as Hungry Styles is under pressure from Equaz, then Equaz almost clips the wall there, and into P6 he goes though, into the chicane and up into P6 now. Hungry Styles has got a penalty then on the exit of the chicane. Goodness me. Right then. Right, we've got Marsky then, Hussein as well then in the mix as we go into Sector 3 then to finish off lap 32 I think for these drivers. Then we're on lap 33 for the race leader. Markey might be having to think about a pit stop sometime soon. As Tori then out of the race then has been demoted down to P19. But as we crack on then we're going to have to be thinking about a pit stop then. Markey, the same for Marsky as well then in the Red Bull as Hussein's gone a bit wide out of the final turn there, but maybe just trying to cool the car down on the exit there as we go through then. Prudish then has he was hanging on then in the top echelons then as well before the pit stop phase, and unfortunately hasn't worked out so far for him. Then Mushroom's back in the pit lane. He's done 18 laps on the hard compound tyres. He's calling it a day on those hard compound tyres and going for medium compound tyres now then, Mushroom, so that's going to be an interesting call then. He's going to come out ahead then I think of Reflection just about. We'll wait and see. We might be quite close actually on the exit then, but no, he's going to be out in P13 then, and fresh rubber then for the Ferrari driver. Then away he goes then, and we'll see what he can do then on the fresh medium compound tyres, but that would indicate that he's going to have to do another stop unfortunately there as well. Then we'll wait and see how it all plays out then. Hussein has passed Marsky then for P8, and Hungry Styles then still chasing after Equaz. Equaz has got the freshest tyres of the top 6. Well, he's got the freshest tyres of the top 10 as it stands as well. The Legend in P11 then on 2-lap old hard compound tyres. So Equaz might be thinking about getting himself into the mix then with the leaders then very soon, especially with the penalty situation as well then for 3 of the top 5 there. But he's bringing Styles with him as well then, and Hussein and Marsky to be fair. They're all in the queue here trying to get that P6 position as we head on to lap 34 now. And well, so far so good then for those drivers as well. Then they're getting themselves back in the mix as well. Then Hussein's very close though to dropping out of that 1 second window, as is Marsky as well. Now those medium compound tyres might be past their best here. Then you'd imagine. Then we saw them do 25 laps or so, didn't we? So they can do it. It's just a question of the speed that you can do it with. And we have decided, some drivers have decided that calling it early then on the medium tyre then and switching to a fresh hard compound tyre or another set of medium compound tyres is the better way to go then. Here comes Mushroom then. He's got Reflection and Emerson putting the pressure on then for the Ferrari driver. Then let's see how it unfolds down there. Then we'll come back to the other Ferrari though, because he's going to try and put the pressure on Equaz for that P6 position. And the question is he going to be close enough then into the chicane? He's too far back unfortunately then for Styles. Then Hussein is also very dangerously dropping out of that 1 second window. Marsky's unfortunately on those medium compound tyres has dropped out of that 1 second window on this lap as well then, so maybe he'll be thinking about a pit stop sometime soon. Then Prudish has got a 3 second penalty coming out of the chicane then in sector 3. But again, it's in the same situation as Marsky and our race leader Markey as well then, to be fair, because they are all going to have to think about a pit stop in the next couple of laps or so, to be fair, after 16 and 15 laps on their tyres respectively. But there we are. Right then into turn 1, then Styles is closing in, then he's closing in, then Hussein then is very close to dropping out of that window as well now, and he's going to have DRS I think down this straight, but unfortunately it could be getting too much then for that Mercedes to keep up with the pace. Then Equaz is setting and he's caught up now to Kieran on much fresher tyres than his Equaz. Then let's see if Kieran's going to put up a fight for this one. Of course, Kieran's on 25, soon to be 26 lap old hard compound tyres compared to Equaz's 7 lap old tyres. So it's not going to be too much of a contest in terms of tyre wear then, but what can Kieran do then? Can he put on a fight then as we head down the back straight then? DRS now available then for the Racing Bull, and he is going to race through then up into P5 then. He's made the move stick then, and Kieran didn't put up too much of a fight then for that position as well as it stands, because he knew those tyres then were going to be much quicker then for Equaz compared to the Kick Salvers tyres as it stands. Hungry Styles then next to try his luck as well then as we go through into sector 3 then. Lap 35 becomes lap 36 as we head through then into the final third of this race. Then Vessier is into the pit lane, so Vessier's done 21 laps then on the hard compound tyres. He is calling it a day here then. He's going to go for another set of boots, and there's going to be another set of hard compound tyres for the Aston Martin driver. Then where will he filter out? There's a lot of cars coming through this queue here then as well. Then Vessier drops down then behind Equaz, then behind Kieran, behind Stars, behind Hussein. Where is Marsky then as well? Then Marsky on the exit of turn 1 is going to be very close indeed with Vessier as well as we go through here then. And there he is then. There is Vessier then. He's on fresh hard compound tyres. Can he get into the end of the Grand Prix? And he is in P8. And that is commentating. Right then, Reflection then is putting up a fight then, trying to keep up then with Mushroom. Then Mushroom's put the fresh medium compound tyres on, so he is going to be going for it now. Then Jamie James, unfortunately, has got another penalty to his name then as we go through. Then he's coming back into the pit lane, calling it a day here then for the Haas driver then on those hard compound tyres and slowing the car down into the pits you go then. McLaren's then soldiering on out there. Then Jamie James is out of the race then, so 3 drivers then out of the Grand Prix then in the pit lane. Which is unfortunate stuff indeed there, but well, there we go then, I suppose that's that. Right, well, both McLarens are going to be promoted up a place as well then, so they're going to be just hoping that that one more driver then, one more driver in Liam's sake is going to retire in the pits as well. And there we go. Right, Kieran then is dangerously close, dropping out that 1 second window then of Equaz, and I think he might have just lost DRS here then. That's going to be very dangerous indeed. As we've got a Haas coming out of the pits as well there. Oh my God, what has gone on there? And that's Lewis Riley then. Lewis Riley has Vessi has left the session. Lewis Riley, I think, has gone into the back of the Haas. He's got damage somehow. Into the pits comes Prudish then. He is going to sort out that car as well. Then he's got the new set of tyres going on. That's a hard compound tyre going on. Then Vessier has left the session, so needs to get himself back into the car quickly then. And Lewis has got damage, I think, then to the Mercedes. I'm not sure what's happened there as well then for the... I'm not sure what's happened there as well then for Lewis then. Vessier has rejoined then, so hopefully he can get himself back in the car quickly and back underway as well then. But Lewis then, well, it was either then at, or was it him on the right hand side? Did he go into the wall at turn 2? I'm not sure at all then, to be honest there. I couldn't quite see from the angle we were looking at there, but he is, well, he's going to be having to come to the pit lane, unfortunately, then for Lewis as well. That's a big shame indeed, because he was looking strong. Markey is in the pit lane. He's done 18 laps then on his medium compound tyres then, and he is calling it a day then. Cam is going to inherit the lead of the Australian Grand Prix here then. Lewis is going to be into the pits as well then, unfortunately for Lewis. Well, I'm not sure what happened there, as Emerson's got a 3-second penalty then, unfortunately for Emerson as well. Mushroom has been passed by Reflection, I think. Yes, he has, in the DRS then. Emerson's had an issue somewhere because he's dropped down out of the pack then. He was right behind Reflection, wasn't he, I thought, or Mushroom at one point. Legend then as Vessier is in the pits. Vessier's what's happened? Vessier's in the pit lane. Oh no, it's put old tyre. Why did he pit? He was back in the session, wasn't he? Lewis is out in P8, I should say. Then Ayrton's going to go through, then passing his teammate on the pit exit. Then Marsky's gone for the hards. He's in P10. Vessier then has... I thought Vessier was back in the session. Well, he is back in the session. I thought he was back in the session anyway. Jamie James has left the session as... well, it said he joined. And Prudish then on his hard compound tyres is going to sneak through there. Prudish then passing Vessier. Then we've had Hussein pass Hungry Stars, and there comes Kieran as well. Then Kieran has done... Oh, Stars has clouted the wall on the entry to the chicane there. Kieran has done 28, soon to be 29 laps on his hard compound tyres. He might be thinking about a pit stop sometime soon. But he is just soldiering on his hard compound tyres for now. And, well, it's working. He's currently in P6 then. That's a net P5, actually, with the penalties. Oh, dear, Cam has had a problem getting into the pit lane. So that might be damage to the front wing as well for Cam, which will be very costly indeed, because he'd have to go back round and service that car again then. We'll wait and see then on the exit then. He's going to come out then ahead of Legend, I think, or is it going to be another close one here? There is the Haas then in towards turn 1, and Cam then is ahead, and he doesn't seem to have any damage to the car, thankfully. Ayrton's also in the pit lane. He's done 17 laps on his hard compound tyres, but he's decided that is enough, and Vessier is also in the pit lane, and he is coming back into the pit lane again then. I'm not sure what has happened then to Vessier, because he pit he said he joined back the session, so I thought he was back in the race. But he's now gone on to his, the previously used hards, but the much younger hard compound tires compared to his set that he was just running on there. But that is a bit odd and a bit frustrating, I'm sure, for Bess here as well. But yeah, I don't know why, because he was back in the car. Well, he's back in the session at least, and so it shouldn't pit the car then, should it? But there we go then. Right, Marky then, hard compound tyres then, leads the way. Cam then has pit for medium compound tyres then. He's going to be very quick indeed in this final stint then. He needs to use those tyres to catch up then to those around him, or those ahead of him I should say. As it stands then, Kieran's going to have to make another pit stop as well then. Prudish and Marvsky have switched places then into the chicane, and Prudish now up into P9. Both of them on fresh tyres to the end of the Grand Prix from here, I would imagine then. Here comes Marvsky. So Marvsky had the DRS there, so that was Prudish getting back past him then. 10-second penalty for Vintage for ignoring a blue flag, I should say. What was going on there? That can be removed. Don't worry, Vintage. We will get that sorted after the race. So there we go. Right then, as we head on to lap 40 then, soon to be at the end of the Grand Prix now. We're flying through this race. We would probably think that Hussein, Styles, Kieran and potentially Reflection and Emerson and both McLarens might have to make another pit stop here, but we'll wait and see, because yeah, we'll wait and see. As blue flags, I think this is Vintage being lapped, and that's what the penalty was for, wasn't it there? But I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. But there we go, as we head through then onto into sector 3 then, and Vintage has got out of the way this time, but yeah, a bit odd that. So yes, not sure what is going on then, to be fair. Okay, right then, unfortunately Ryan, he's got a 3-second time penalty with that. As we go through then into the chicane, and Marvsky then, we've got pit stop then, Kieran is into the pit lane. Marvsky then, can he make the move then on Prudish? And then Prudish holds him off once again then. Kieran in the pit lane then, he's going to call it there on his hard compound tyres, sorry. Can he get medium compound tyres to the end from there? Then it's going to be the question. I would be guessing then. He's gone to the medium compound tyres. He will be out then in P8 ahead of Prudish. Just about. Sorry, losing my breath. Well, not really, but I'm losing everything. Right then, as we crack on then. Hussein then as well. I think Hussein's going to be in a bit of trouble here as well then, same as Styles, then they might have to make a pit stop then, because the likes of Cam then, likes of Legend, the likes of Lewis as well then, and of course now Kieran on his fresh medium compound tyres, and Prudish and Marvsky, to be fair, could be able to get themselves back in contention here as well then. We'll wait and see. But yes, we might have to be thinking about a pit stop then for these two as well then, as we go through then into the lap 41 then, soon to be lap 42. And like I said, we are flying through this race then. It's been action-packed to say the least, to be fair, and keeping up with it all has been quite difficult. But I tried my best. Marvsky then still can't get past that Alpine then, as we head through into sector 3 once again then, and try as he might then, he cannot get that Alpine out of the way then, can he, at this stage of the race then as well. But we'll wait and see then, because Prudish has got, well, he's only got one lap older tyres, I should say, than the Red Bull, but the Red Bull then will be able to keep the tyres alive then, as we've got a yellow flag. Who's it for? It's for Vintage, and Vintage at turn 2 then, unfortunately. He's back underway though, that's all right then, good stuff indeed from Vintage. Right, as we go through then into lap 42 then, is there going to be any moves for P3 then, because we've got Styles now, and Cam has caught up to this fight as well here then. Cam in the racing ball has gone purple in the first sector as well. He is looking to try and get himself another fastest at that point, I'm sure, but looking to get himself P3 more importantly then as well then for the Racing Bull team. Then could it be a Racing Bull 2-3 in this race? We'll wait and see, but so far it is looking pretty likely then. It's looking pretty strong then, although that exit of the chicane was not going to be too friendly to the underside of that Racing Bull, as we go into sector 3 then on lap 42 now. And yes, Cam then has caught up at a rate of knots then, of course, from much fresher medium compound tyres compared to much older hard compound tyres for the two ahead of him. But the problem is trying to get past them, because they don't want to get out of the way just yet then, do they? as we go through then onto lap 43. Marvsky then still stuck behind the Alpine, then he cannot make his way through, can he? As here comes Styles then. Styles putting the pressure on Hussein then into turn 1, and it's getting closer and closer, and now Cam's joined the fight, then Styles is putting the power on, putting the pressure on as well then. And as we go through into turn 3, then here comes Cam, then he's going to go down the inside, and he's made it stick then up into P4 he goes. Passing Styles then into turn 3 then, and now trying to pass Hussein then into turn 4 and 5 it looks like, as we go through here. But nothing doing then as well then as we go through into turn 6 onto the back straight. And this is where Cam then will get himself into P3 I think. But the question is... Oh, is he? Yes he is. The question is, as Reflection passes Mushroom then as well for P11, up into more points paying positions then for the Aston Martin driver then. So Cam then in P3 then he's got to clear Hussein then with the penalty that he's got then on that racing ball. That's going to be added to the race at the end of lap 58 I should say, at the end of the Grand Prix. But as Lewis has passed Legend as well there for P6 then. Lewis looking to recover in this race as well then after that damage as well. So Lewis might be able to make his way through the field then in the next stage as well. Then we do expect that Hussein and Styles then, if they do not pit, then will be, well, really struggling towards the end of this race to say the least then. But of course we do expect them to probably have to make a pit stop then at some point in this next few laps. And they might be just trying to eke the strategy out to go to the medium compound tyres then at the end of this stint then. But there is Lewis in the background, and he is catching up now then of course as well then. So he will be looking to get himself into the mix and potentially inherit that P4 position. Then can he go further though is the question. That he's only got to find another couple of seconds or so to be able to get himself up the road then, and after Cam as well then for that final podium place as well. We'll wait and see then how it all unfolds here in Australia. But there we go then, heading on to the back straight then. Lewis then is looking to pass Vintage now, because of course Vintage is a lap car. But Lewis then does get his way through and up into, as Marvsky's got a 3-second penalty then, that is going through turn 6 then. He is still trying to push his way past Prudish then, but both of them have an immense battle then in this race to try and hold on to that P9 position then. Reflection then as well then I think might have to be thinking about a pit stop as well in this one. Emerson the same, Liam as well the same, and potentially Vintage, his teammate in the McLaren then. Equaz, can he sneak to the end of this Grand Prix? It's going to be very close indeed. There is his teammate in the background then. And there is Hussein then 2 seconds back there. Lewis Riley is catching up to the Ferrari and Mercedes battle then, ahead of him then at a rate of knots. Then he can probably see them as they head into turn 1 then, or on the back straight somewhere as well. Then we'll wait and see if he can get himself even closer. Then here comes Marvsky then, he's close then on the exit of the final turn then onto lap 45. Then here comes Marvsky on the attack, but again not close enough then into turn 1. So he has to think about it another time then, go for it another time in this race as well there, as Hungry Stars then still putting the pressure on Hussein. That they're losing a lot of time now to the top 3 who have started to scamper away. Then Cam is now catching up to his teammate here actually, and maybe we'll see some team orders down at Racing Bull, sorry I should say then, for Cam to maybe try and charge after Marky. Then we've got more yellow flags. It's an Alpine, it's an Aston Martin, it's out of turn 2. They're okay. Styles has passed Hussein for P4 now then, with the aid of some DRS then. Through the chicane we go then, and up into P4 goes the Ferrari driver then. So he is trying to do what the Ferraris did earlier on tonight, or earlier on this morning, whatever time it was you were watching it. But there we go then. So up into P4 then goes Styles then. Here's the Lewis Hamilton then of the Ferrari team. And Mushroom needs to get himself P3. I'm not sure if they're going to try and do that or not, but they're both going to be soldiering on for the best points they can get for the team, as Hungry Styles then, and Hussein carrying on then. 25 laps for Styles on his hard compound tyres. My goodness me. Then there is Lewis Riley then in the background, and he's only 2 seconds away from them now as well. Then there is Vintage, and there is Legend, and Legend in a bit of no man's land for the time being. And Kieran on medium compound tyres could be catching up then in this next part of the stint. We'll wait and see then. 4 seconds the gap there. Then we'll come back to that then. Hussein, can he get himself back up into P4 then repass them? Styles then down this back straight with the aid of some DRS then. Ferrari against Mercedes as we head through lap 46. And out in front, Equaz and Cam have switched positions, and I think Cam then has snuck his way up into P2, then passing his teammate then as Hussein is back past the Ferrari of Styles, then through the chicane we go then, and once again their roles reversed then as we head onto the next lap after that. Lewis then is 2.8 seconds behind. You can see them then into sector 3 then going through there then. Legend then has passed Vintage for P7 now. Kieran then is closing in then on his medium compound tyres as well then, so Kieran is going to get himself into the mix then for the current championship leader as well then. He's not too far behind. Equaz then is a bit far behind. He's lost out to the DRS then of his teammate then. He's going to have to try and eat those tyres about 30 laps then. We saw Kieran do 30 laps on his hard compounds, but can they get them to the checkered flag is going to be the question. The same then if Hussein and Styles are going to try and stay out here as well then, as we head through then into lap 47 now. Soon to be 11 laps to go in lap 47, and well, it's going well. It's going well so far. Master then is not going well for Master, unfortunately. It's him and Prudish have been having a fantastic battle then. It's been to and fro then. Marskin just needs to try and get himself ahead then of the Alpine to see if he can hold on to the P9 position then, and maybe even charge further on. Prudish has gone wide then. That could open the door then for Marskin then as he goes through onto the back straight potentially here then, but he's harvesting battery then, so he's not much in the pack then for the Red Bull. Ayrton and Mushroom. Ayrton has got himself through then. He's on slightly fresher tyres, 6 lap younger tyres then than the Ferrari driver then as we go through into the car park then on lap 47 then. Ayrton now charging on up into P12 I should say then, and Emerson then P14 we've got with Vessia then. Vessia then is he's not been able to recover nicely in this race then after having to make those extra stops as well then after the AI pitted him when he was already in the session there as well. So yeah, a bit annoying that. Well, I'm annoyed by it, but I'm sure Vessia is even more annoyed by it, to be fair. So and rightly so. So yeah, there we go then. But Vessia then trying to recover then as well then in this race. He's still in the points paying positions then as well then as it stands. So we'll wait and see then if he can get himself further up the order. Equaz is back within the DRS then of Cam as well as we go through here. Then Markey leads the way then by 11 seconds. And Markey is having a very comfortable race. Lewis has got himself past Styles and he's joined the fight then for that P4 position. As we go through then into turn 6 again, the dreaded turn 6 at this rate, as it's going to be all over the back of his teammate then, so there might be some team orders down at Mercedes, and let your teammate through then, because he has got the better tyres and the better pace at this stage then, and he's going to have DRS as well to make the pass then. Up into P4 goes Lewis, and on the way he goes for potentially, well, he's only 5 seconds away from the podium then as it stands. Potentially, if Cam's tyres start to drop off then, and if Equaz starts to struggle as well, then Lewis is going to be in a prime position here to sneak his way up then and potentially get himself into the podium mix, and even a P2 could be on the cards then for the Mercedes driver then. So we'll wait and see what can he do then in this race then. It's a bit of a recovery then after that wing damage as well then. Kieran then is all over the back now of Legend for that P7 position as well, and there is Vintage in the background as well. Fair play to Vintage and to Liam as well then. They're soldiering on as well in this race, albeit that they're not in the points paying position just yet, unless something happens, we never know. And here comes Kieran then. Kieran is up past Legend then into P7 he goes as lap 49 is underway. We have got 9.5 laps or so to go in this race. So far so good then. Styles then is, well, he's back behind Hussein then, and I think these two are going to try and get those tyres to the end of the Grand Prix, which is going to be a fantastic stint indeed, as Mushroom is in the pit lane. So Mushroom is going to call it a day then on the medium compound tyres. 15 laps then, soft compound tyres going on the Ferrari then. I love it when the Ferrari has soft compound tyres on, it matches the car. And we will see what he can do now on the soft compound tyres. Can he get the fastest lap as well? Then he might get himself an extra point for that fastest lap then as we go through here. Right then, Markey then is going to lead on to lap 50 now as well then. 9 laps to go then here in Australia then. It's been a pretty impressive form then from Markey, who has done a brilliant job so far in this race. And I don't want to jinx it because I probably will cost him his place in the race and he'll drop down to P17. But so far it's been brilliant. But I will stop watching Markey because I don't want to jinx him anymore. I don't want to jinx anybody, to be fair, but it's the nature of a commentator, isn't it, then, to hand out the commentator's curse. Here comes Styles, then Styles on the attack then for that P5 position. Then, of course, he's got a penalty to his name there as well, and he needs to worry about the tyre situation. Then Lewis Riley's got another penalty to his name. He's pushing hard, then is Lewis, to try and catch up to Equaz as well. Then 4 seconds the gap, then it is coming down, and it's coming down pretty quickly. Emerson has been passed by Vessier, has he? Yes, he has. Then Vessier up into P13. 13. On much younger tyres, then I think we're going to see that as well. Then we're seeing that at the top of the order then with Lewis Riley and Equaz. We might be seeing that. We saw that just now then, sorry, with Vessier and Emerson as well. Then the tyre life is so different then, but of course the extra grip is going to be paramount to getting your way through and gaining a few spots here and there. Then Reflection might start to struggle as well there. We might see, who else we might see then? Legend might start to struggle. Hussein and Hungry Stars, I'm sure, are already struggling, to be fair, because they've done 28 and 29 laps respectively on their tyres, which is fair enough indeed. And they might have to do about 38, 39 on them if they can try and get into the end of the Grand Prix. But fair play indeed. Then that gap then between Lewis Riley and Equaz is flying down then, and you can see the Mercedes driver is absolutely booting it to try and catch up to the podium places then. And well, fair indeed then, as Lib's also in the pits for soft compound tyres now as well. Fair indeed as well then, because Lewis, I think, was hard done by them with whatever happened with the damage at the exit of turn 1 and 2. Unbeknownst to whatever I was doing, I don't have a clue. Right then, Styles then still in the mix then with Hussein then. These two working together, or potentially not working together, but potentially just being together, are helping each other at the same time then. So they're just extending their stints then for as long as possible. Then they just want to hope that there's no punctures involved in this race, and they can get to the end of the Grand Prix then in 5th and 6th as it stands. But Kieran and Legend might have something to say about that as well. Then we'll wait and see. Marsky still stuck behind Prudish then. That Alpine diffuser is going to be very easy to draw then for Marsky then as he gets to the end of this race then as well. Then Emerson trying to fight back with Vessier, but again then 10 lap younger tyres then for Vessier, then it's going to be helpful indeed for him. Serious Mushroom has got the fastest lap of the Grand Prix then. Fair play indeed to the Mushroom. Then here comes Vintage, he's passed his teammate now. I think Liam might be trying to go for the fastest lap point as well then, so we'll wait and see then what he can do there. But Serious Mushroom then has got it, and he's going to be getting himself an extra point then for that fastest lap as well then. Fair play indeed. And those soft compound tyres looking beautiful as well indeed. And Mushroom's helmet looking beautiful as well. I have to say something nice about the Mushroom's helmet, because it's large and bulbous is that helmet indeed. Goodness me, it is after 9, it's 9 o'clock, great stuff. I can say that sort of thing and get away with it. So there we are. Right then, Lewis Riley then has caught up into to the field, to the racing unit of Equaz. Penalty situation though, 6 seconds for Lewis Riley. He is going to have to get himself up the road very quickly indeed, if he does get himself past Equaz, that is, to try and hold on to that podium place. Then we'll wait and see. Then this is the penalty situation, and as it stands, then Hungry Stars would lose out to Kieran. Kieran would be promoted 1 place, then Lewis would also lose to Hussein, then his teammate as it stands. He's now got DRS then on Equaz, then he's going to have 6 laps to try and get himself past it and try and create the gap as well there. Yellow flag for an Alpine. It's an Alpine of Emerson. I think Emerson's had an issue then at turn 2. He is back underway though. Good stuff indeed. And Mushroom then is going to try and sneak his way through. And Mushroom's in the mix for that P14 position now as well on the soft compound tyres. He's going to be pretty quick indeed as well then. Oh, we've got... no, I think it's just a lap car trying to get out of the way then as we go through. Then Marsky then and the Alpine of... Marsky and the Alpine, sorry, of Prudish are... still in their mix, in their fight I should say then. 6 seconds apiece then of penalties there, but that wouldn't change anything in the order there as it stands. Vessier's got a penalty as well, unfortunately with Vessier, and it goes from bad to worse. Then it wouldn't lose him any places as it stands though. And the same for Ayrton as well then. Same for Emerson and Mushroom as well. Mushroom's got DRS now, and on the soft compound tyres I think might be trying to sneak past them for that P14 position to get himself an extra point as well. It's all about the extra points then for Mushroom. And he is doing a good job there as well. Then Liam might be looking to try and fight for fastest lap though, as will potentially Vintage. And towards the end of this race then we'll find out. Then here comes Lewis, then he is caught up to Equaz, then he's got the DRS, then he has got himself up into P3. And now the question is for Lewis again, can he scamper away? Then we'll find out now. He's got to find 6 seconds then on his rival. Oh, that wrong one. Time here. He's got to find 6 seconds then. Mushroom has passed Emerson for P14. Yes, he has. He's got the DRS and he's made his way through. But of course, Emerson's on much older tyres there as well. So Emerson then is holding on to the final points paying position as it stands. Right, Lewis, you need to go for it because you've got to find 6 seconds to hold on to that podium place, and Equaz has no penalties as it stands. So 6 seconds of penalties for Lewis then would currently demote him off the podium then. He has got himself a gap now to his teammate, so it would demote him only down 1 place then to P4. But of course Lewis wants that podium then, and I think he deserves a podium to be fair after that uncalled for damage as well then, which cost him an extra pit stop then. 16 laps to go now, but fair play indeed then for getting yourself back underway then and back into it. And then as well then here comes Styles. Oh, he's gone into the back of Hussein there. That's costly indeed then for both drivers there, and he's scampering off the circuit. Then Kieran then has gone through to P6 now as well then. Styles then is going to be well, I think Hussein's going to be living with that, I should say, but Styles then has just gone into the back then of the Mercedes then into turn 3 then, and that has pushed the Mercedes wide then and has let Kieran sneak through then. Kieran has caught up now on his medium compound tyres and is looking to try and inherit that P5 position on track then as well then. Let's see, and I think with the aid of some DRS then he will sneak through then, and he will sneak through then up into P5 there. Good stuff indeed then. Lewis then is 1.5 seconds away then from Equaz. That's not good enough as it stands then, but he's still got a few laps in hand to try and extend that gap. Let's see what he can do then. Out in front, 12 seconds the gap then between Markey and Cam. Then Cam is going to look to inherit that P2 position, I think, then, after a good run of form then for Cam as well in this last few races. But Markey then is looking for his first race win then of the season then, and looking strong so far then with only 4 laps to go then. Cam in P4 then. Is he going to be, well, I was going to say, is Lewis going to be safe from Equaz? Is Cam safe from Lewis is the other question, because that could be another bit of spice. I think in terms of the penalty situation, they're both on 6 seconds as well then. 4 seconds then for Lewis. Then can he chase after Cam? Then Hussein is back past Hungry Styles, and I think Styles might have just let him go through there to return the position then after the collision then at the previous lap then on that same corner on the previous lap there. Lewis is not getting away though from Equaz as it stands then, and he is bringing the gap down though to the other Racing Bull of Cam, very slightly indeed as well then, but he needs to find some more pace then to extend that gap to over 6 seconds to keep holding the podium places, unless he can pass Cam. If he can pass Cam, then of course then Lewis then will be able to hold on to podium place, and Equaz will inherit the 2 podium places as well, I should say, or both podium places. As it stands, Equaz is going to inherit 2 places actually. I think he might be the lead Racing Bull after the penalties are applied at the end of lap 58. Lap 56 though has started now as we go through here then onto the car park. We go then for the 56th time then. Markey leads the way, 12 seconds then. 4.8 seconds the gap then between Lewis and Cam. Then Lewis is going for it though. He's got everything. He's going to just deploy everything, Lewis, then try and get that podium place. Then he's got to find another 4.5 seconds or so to Equaz then. Equaz is doing his best to try and hold on to that gap, but he's got much older tyres as well then, so that is not going to be easy. Kieran is up in a P5 then. He's got 6 seconds to try and chase after the top 4. Hussein and Styles then carrying on their battle then. They are on 35 and 34 lap old hard compound tyres respectively then. Vessier is into the pit lane. Mushroom's going to inherit another spot there for Mushroom then. Fantastic. Emerson then is going to inherit a spot as well then from Vessier then as well. Then Vintage also in the pits for the soft compound tyres. But Vessier I think is going to try and go for the fastest lap point here then, and he will come out then in P15. As we carry on then, there is our race leader then, Markey, 2.6 seconds the gap now then. It's over 3.5 now for the gap to Equaz. He needs to find 2.5 more seconds as Lewis Riley then with 2 laps to go then. Let's see if he can do it then. This will be a mammoth performance then from Lewis Riley then, if he can hold on to that then. Marsky has passed Legend. Legend's had an issue, that's why. Legend's had a problem there somewhere out into sector 3, and Marsky snuck through. Oh dear, more yellow flags. It's an Alpine. Is it? It's Emerson then. Emerson and McLaren, I think there. Marsky has snuck through then. So Legend's had an off then, and that's promoted Prudish and Marsky up 1 place each as well, I think there. I think it is anyway. Yes, I think so. but Legend will inherit those positions back then, of course, with the penalty situation there. Lewis then 3 seconds away then from Cam then as it stands then 3.4 seconds. The gap then to Ekmaz will not be good enough, unfortunately, for Lewis then as it stands then, but can he just eke out a bit more performance then in this last lap and a half here in Australia then? Markey then is soon to start off lap 58, and that will be the final lap of the Grand Prix as well, as we go through then into the final part of the penultimate lap of the race. That's lap 57, if you didn't guess it. But it's all a question of who's going to do what then in this final lap then. Can they hold it all together then? And fair play to Styles and Hussein for doing such a stint then on those hard compound tyres, and Reflection as well. That is pretty difficult stuff indeed then, and they've done it so far. Then hopefully they can get to the end of the race and get themselves the deserved points for those those stints as well then, I should say. Markey then leads the way 13 seconds then the gap then. Cam then in P2 then is going to hold on to that P2 position as it stands as well then, but Lewis is trying his best then to get that 6-second gap that he needs to get himself onto the podium here then, ahead of Ekraz as well. Then we'll wait and see then if he can do it then in this final lap. Then he's going to have to find another 1.3 seconds then in this final lap as well then for Lewis. Let's see what he can do then. We'll come back to it. We'll come back to that eventually, I should say, because we've got Markey then leading the way through the chicane and looking to go to the end of the Grand Prix then, from race leader then to the finish line as well. Then we'll wait and see then what he can do as we go through here then into the final sector for the final time. Then Markey leads the way, and he's been impressive to say the least. That new livery is looking very good indeed for Markey then, and I think he likes it because he is going to get himself his first race win then of the season as he rounds the final corner for the final time. Then here comes Markey then. He crosses the line to win in Australia then and take the crown then in Melbourne for the Williams team then. Fantastic stuff indeed then for Markey then. What a race for Williams, and well done. Congratulations then to Markey as well. Cam then is going to cross the line then in P2 then, and it's going to be so close between Lewis and Ekraz on the exit then of the final turn. Then Lewis then is currently P3, but Ekraz gets it then by just over a tenth of a second. Goodness me, it was close indeed, and Ekraz then does finish on the podium places and only a second away from his teammate as well. Then Kieran then finishes P5, then Hussein with 37 laps on the hards P6, then Hungry Stars with 38 laps in P7, Legend P8 then in the end, Prudish in P9, Marsky P10, then Reflection will round off the top, P11 I should say. Vessia P15, Liam in P16 is locked in already as well there as we cross the line. Then Reflection then in P11 there. Good stuff indeed from him then. Ayrton seems to have run out of fuel to the line then as well, but hopefully he can make it. He's going to be P12 then, unless Mushroom can try and sneak his way in then. But Mushroom then P13 then is going to get himself, I think, we'll have a look at who got the fastest lap then, but I think he might have got the fastest lap as well then. Vintage going to be P17 then. Emerson crossing the line then to finish us off here then in Australia as well then. Brilliant stuff indeed. What a race then from Markey as well then. Great stuff indeed then from the Williams drivers in both Racing Bull on the podium as well then. A 2-3 for Racing Bull here. Good stuff indeed for them as well. Wow. Well, there we go then. Oh dear. Right then. Markey can't join the party because his headset is broken, but there we go then. Well done indeed to Markey then for the race win. We don't have to ask him any questions at all. And there we are. Podium celebrations are underway then. We've got Cam. Let's try and add him to the party, shall we? Who we got? Ekraz and Cam. Why is this PlayStation menu so slow? I need to look at the classification as well. Ekraz and Cam. Somebody could do this for me, couldn't it? Right, there we go. Into the party you go then. There is your invitation. There is the classifications then. So it was Serious Mushroom got himself the fastest lap of the race as well. Brilliant stuff indeed. And we'll run through the classifications there as well then. We'll run through it quickly because I need to get the interviews underway. But there we go. Unfortunately, 3 retirements in this race then. Kaz, Tori and James then out of the Grand Prix then. Very early on actually, to be fair. So there we go. Oh dear. Right, and Prudish lost his wheel then. So his wheel turned off then when he was going through turn 4 and 5. That's what we saw the Alpine having the issue for them. Right, interviews. Where are we? We're in in Australia. No, we're not. There we go then. Cam, you got yourself P2 tonight then. How was that race from your point of view?
Carnage, I think is one word to say. It wasn't too bad. Most of it I was just on my own, but there was incidents with, like I think I had a big one with Tori at the start of the race, which almost wiped me out, but it was difficult. Very difficult to keep up with Marky as well. I think I got the most out of what I could with P2.
You still there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Good. Right. Okay. Cool. And you got yourself another podium under your belt then as well. Then the return to form then in the last few races, including this one as well. Now looking quite strong as well. Then what's the aspirations then going for the next part of the season? Then next few races.
If I was making next week in China, I'd say like I'm full force trying to push for the title. But I think with missing that race, it's going to be very difficult to catch Key. With I think it's like a 70-point gap or something. So I think just try and get back on the podium, try and get the wins, and try and stop people like Marky, that have runaway races. So if I can keep at the front in the races I can arrive in, who knows? Maybe Key misses a few races and I do get there, but just a bit of fun to be honest and try and stay competitive.
Well, keeping up the pace then after the last few races as well, and tonight then looking good indeed. Then well done indeed to yourself there, Cam, and congratulations as well for yourself and Racing Bulls then with a 2-3 finish tonight as well.
Cheers.
I think that's it. We've got nobody else with us. So congratulations to Equaz then in P3 tonight. Also, we'll be back in action then in a week's time. Sorry, for the 100% league. Then we will be. I can't remember where we'll be now. Actually, to be fair, I'll have a look quickly. We are going to be in China, of course, then in a week's time. Then so next week, then we'll be doing another live event then in terms of following the F1 calendar. But there we go. We're done and dusted here tonight then. Stay tuned to ALR because tomorrow night we've got some Hungary action for gold then, and as well on Tuesday night for silver, and then in bronze on Wednesday night. So stay tuned then to ALR. We'll be bringing you some more action then very soon.